So I've been using the Huawei Nova 14 for about 2 weeks now, and I have to say, this phone really surprised me with what it brings to the table at this price point. It's stylish, capable, and honestly perfect for everyday use. Today, I'm going to walk you through everything: the design, display quality, camera performance, how it handles day-to-day tasks, and whether it's actually worth your hard-earned money. If you're considering this phone, make sure you stick around till the end because I've got some important thoughts to share. But before we dive in, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest tech reviews and updates. Let's kick things off with the design. And honestly, my first impression was really positive. I've got the white version here, and it has this beautiful pearlescent matte finish that shifts colors depending on how the light hits it. It's subtle but really elegant. Definitely catches attention without being too flashy. The Nova 14 also comes in crystal blue and black, giving you some solid color choices to match your style. At 7.18mm thin and weighing in at 192 grams, this phone feels comfortably lightweight in hand. The flat display design gives it a more classic smartphone look, which some people actually prefer over curved screens. The build quality feels solid, no creaking or flexing, and the overall aesthetic is clean and modern without trying too hard. Now let's talk about the display. You're getting a 6.7-inch OLED screen with Full HD Plus resolution and a 120Hz refresh rate. Yes, it's a standard 120Hz instead of the adaptive LTPO on the Pro, but honestly, for everyday scrolling, gaming, and watching videos, it's smooth as butter. You really won't feel like you're missing out. The colors are vibrant and punchy, blacks are deep like you'd expect from an OLED, and the overall viewing experience is really enjoyable. Peak brightness reaches around 1100 nits, which is decent. I could see the screen clearly even when I was outside in bright daylight. It's not the brightest display on the market, but it gets the job done without any real issues. The single punch hole camera at the top center is pretty small and unobtrusive. After using the phone for a couple of days, I honestly stopped noticing it completely. The Nova 14 runs on Huawei's Kirin 8000 chip, backed by 12GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. It comes with EMUI 14.2, which feels clean and responsive without any bloatware slowing things down. Yeah, it's not a flagship processor, but for most people's daily needs, it handles everything just fine. Apps open quickly, multitasking is smooth, and I didn't experience any noticeable lag during my daily usage. Social media, web browsing, streaming videos, everything runs perfectly fine. I also tested some gaming on it, playing Call of Duty Mobile and Mobile Legends and Asphalt Unite on medium settings, and the experience was actually pretty enjoyable. There were occasional frame drops in during intense combat scenes, but nothing that ruined the experience. For casual gamers, this phone will serve you well. In Antutu benchmarks, it scored around 690,000 points, which is respectable for this price range and definitely sufficient for everyday tasks. Let's get into the cameras, because this is where things get interesting. On the back, you've got a 50-megapixel main camera with an f1.9 aperture and optical image stabilization. There's also a 12-megapixel telephoto with 3 times optical zoom and an 8-megapixel ultrawide lens for those group shots or landscape photos. Daylight photos from the main camera look really good. Colors are accurate and vibrant without being oversaturated. Details are sharp, and the dynamic range is solid. I took a bunch of photos around the city, and they all came out looking great straight out of the camera. Minimal editing needed. Low-light performance is where things get a bit more challenging, as expected at this price point. The photos are still usable, but you'll notice more noise and softer details compared to daylight shots. Night mode helps a lot though. It brightens things up and reduces noise significantly, so make sure you use it when shooting in darker environments. The results won't blow your mind, but they're definitely acceptable for social media. The 8-megapixel ultra-wide camera does a decent job, but some photos come out not sharp as the main camera. The color is quite dull, and there's some softness around the edges. Pretty standard for ultra-wide cameras in this category. I wouldn't rely on it for low-light shots though, as things get pretty grainy pretty fast. Portrait mode works very well thanks to that X-Diffusion portrait software. Edge detection is mostly accurate, and the background blur looks professional DSLR camera most of the time. Up front, you've got a 50 megapixel ultra portrait camera with an f2.4 aperture. Selfies come out detailed with good skin tones and decent dynamic range. You've got beauty mode options like delicate, stylish, and custom to touch up your selfies and get them Instagram ready. Video recording maxes out at 4K at 30 frames per second, which is a great option if you want to capture a high-resolution video. Stabilization is present and works decently for handheld footage, though it's not as smooth as more expensive phones. For casual vlogging or social media content, it'll do just fine. Battery life on the Nova 14 is really solid. You're getting a 5,500 mAh battery. It easily lasts a full day with moderate to heavy use. I was ending most days with around 20 to 30% left, which is comfortable enough that you won't have range anxiety. If you're a lighter user who mostly texts, browses social media, and watches some videos, you could probably stretch this to a day and a half without breaking a sweat. Charging speed is where Huawei delivers. You get a whopping 100-watt fast charging in the box. From completely dead to full charge takes about 37 minutes, which is really convenient. Even a quick 5-minute charge gives you 27% battery juice to get through several hours of use. Though no wireless charging here, which is pretty standard for phones in this category. But honestly, with 100-watt wired charging being this fast, I didn't miss it much. It also has an IP65 rating for dust and water resistance, which is great for some extra protection. It can handle splashes without any issues, but you'll want to keep it away from full submersion. So here's my honest take. The Huawei Nova 14 is a well-rounded, mid-range smartphone that covers all the basics really well without breaking the bank. The display is smooth and vibrant, the main camera takes great photos in good lighting, performance is solid for everyday tasks, and battery life easily gets you through a full day. The 100-watt super-fast charging is an excellent bonus, and the design looks way more premium than the price suggests. Priced at 1,399 dirhams here in Dubai, you're getting excellent value for money. If you're looking for a stylish, capable daily driver that won't drain your wallet, the Huawei Nova 14 is definitely worth considering. I will put the purchase link in the description below. That's my complete take on the Huawei Nova 14. Would you pick this up as your next phone? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this review helpful, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell for more exciting tech reviews like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out!